Okay, this is cool. So I've got 1 mile. This is beautiful. Something's still rattling under my car. Prudence was making some weird noise. I think the pedal was scratching or something on the other, on the arm that goes on the front of the bike here. This is the mess. 2 bike rack covers, and somehow the new cover is more sturdy than the previous cover, and I ordered the same one. So this one is actually more sturdy, and I have 2 of these. So I just put the one new one on, and I kept the other 2 on the old bike, or the hardtail and the fancy bike. There's Prudence, sticking out like a sore thumb. You know, not very good sun today, but it's okay. I think I have enough power. So yes, I'm just gonna drive up to Watkins Glen, and I think there was something making a noise in my van, and I think the bungee cord fell off. I still need to go to Walmart, which I can do after my call with Harriet. I think the rest area is not very far, maybe like 20 minutes. Okay, now I'm driving to Watkins Glen, and it's funny, like, I'm starting to hear the New York accents and the New York attitude, like, not in like a mean way, but it's just funny because it's just like hearing people talk to each other about, it all sounds real stressful and chaotic, but that's just like the accent and the tone of voice that New Yorkers use. All right, I'm in Watkins Glen. There's a state park. There's multiple entrances. So the one to the 1.2 mile gorge hike is right to the left here. Right to the left? Yeah, it's on the left. Up the hill. There are tour buses here, and everybody's just like miserable and soaking wet. So I'm gonna make a left and go up the hill. Hopefully I can get up that hill. Hiking trails. Well, it's sending me this way, so we'll see. All right, Prue, up you go. Daily vehicle use in effect. Be in effect. Okay, I gotta go up this hill. Oh, this is a horrible hill. At least I get to come down it. So not like when I was in Helen, Georgia, and I went up this really, really steep little like residential street and literally got stuck at the top. That was horrible. So, okay. So this one is a horrible road. Oh, I'm gonna have to go turn around. Not a state park entrance. Okay. So it was gonna send me up a private road, so I'm gonna turn around and go the other way. Okay, let me go back to that, down to the main road. So all trails, no, Google Maps was gonna take me down a private drive it was basically a hairpin turn, and there's no way my van with the world's widest turning circle is gonna make it up here. Now the sun's come out, so I'm gonna go back to the parking lot. I think the other entrance to the park is on the wrong side of the road, or the wrong side of the river, rather. Sorry, I need some sugar. I haven't really eaten anything today. Just been hiking and just had a Lara bar. So okay, now this is beautiful though. This is absolutely gorgeous. Now, let me go, how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna have to do this weird turn. All these turns are like super hairpin, so I'm gonna go in here and back up into this road like a moron. Yeah, having the bikes on the back adds about 2 extra feet. Okay, then I'm gonna go down this hill. I'm gonna back up a little more. Oh, I am so glad I don't drive a 40-foot school bus or a fifth wheel or a toy hauler or any of that stuff, and I commend everybody that does, but that would never be me. Okay, all of these are super steep. I feel like my front bumper is gonna come off on this. Nope, I'm a high-profile vehicle. Oh my God, this is horrible. All right, yeah, welcome to, oh, there's lightning. Welcome to upstate New York, where I'm not gonna hike because there's lightning. So, okay, so yeah, it's sending me the wrong way, sending me down a private road, which sometimes residents will put like in Bisbee, they'll put like no hiking up here, but you can because it's a public road. So sometimes they'll just put that when they're not supposed to. Okay, so I'm back in the town. This is cute. You can't really see much. I have my phone on the holder as usual, so I just have it like wider out, like wide angle, so I can see more. Okay, so now I'm gonna go this way. Oh, my van's too. Something under my van is making a noise and it's pissing me off, and I don't know what it is. It's like a grinding noise, and I don't know, it just started today. So maybe I'll just go. I don't know what that noise is. I think something's caught under my van. I can't. Anyway, hang on. Okay, so I don't know what is making a grinding noise under my van, but there is parking over here. That's good. Something is making a noise. I don't know what is making a noise. Okay, I'm gonna park and figure this out. All right, it just started today. I'm gonna go outside and figure out what the hell's going on. Do you know mechanics by chance? So this is Watkins Glen State Park that I don't actually get to enjoy because my entire van is completely stopped and it won't move. I think the transmission fluid was leaking. Nobody would check it for me because they said it was sealed, meaning I had to go to a Nissan dealer, and no Nissan dealer would do it same day. So I've been driving on it and now I'm stuck in the middle of this parking lot with all these New Yorkers fucking flipping me off every 2 seconds. It's like I'm in the most impatient state you could possibly be in. All these rude people. I'm just kidding. It's just, I'm fine. I mean, Geico's gonna tow me soon. And I'll just get towed to Walmart, so at least I can sleep in the van overnight and just go to Walmart the next morning and see if they can just top up the transmission fluid. Hopefully the transmission isn't destroyed. It's not like Van City Van Life where his transmission went out, but I think that was like years of usage. Mine's, you know, the transmission was just flushed and sorted out earlier, but I think it is leaking. It's been leaking for like 2 months maybe, I don't know, since I was in Fresno. So anyway, so yeah, we'll just have Walmart check it tomorrow. That's fine. It's going to rain tomorrow anyway, so I don't care if I don't mountain bike. But I do have to get to Boston by next Thursday at least. So, and now if I have to come back and do Acadia National Park, fine. I'm flying back into Boston and out of Baltimore, so I'll be local. Not worried if I don't do the stuff I wanted to do in Vermont and New Hampshire. I can still do stuff in Vermont and New Hampshire. So the states are pretty long from north to south. So anyway, okay, I'll just wait here. At least I'm in the middle. People can at least get by. But yeah, so I'm just going to wait now for the tow truck and take it to Walmart 6 minutes away, which they close. This is Harriet's phone. They close at 7. No, they close at 6. And it's right now, it's 4:25 Harriet's time. I need to call her on my laptop. So we'll see. But yeah, the entire van will not move because no transmission fluid means the gears won't shift. So, and it just literally started grinding today. So, and thankfully I'm here in town, and thankfully I drove here instead of being on the freeway for 2 hours, because my van literally would have stopped in the middle of the freeway and I would have got rear-ended. So yeah, I'll come back to Watkins Glen. I'm glad I went to the Corning Museum at least, but yeah, it was right when I was leaving the Corning parking lot, it just started grinding like crazy, and then it grinded really, really bad. The people in this car were like looking under it to see if I ran over something. The whole van completely stopped, and I thought maybe I had ran over something, but it just won't move because there's no transmission fluid. I'm in the parking lot of Watkins Glen State Park, and I'm not moving whatsoever. It's been leaking something. They told me in Fresno, I'm driving through every state, they told me in Fresno that they thought it was leaking transmission fluid like 2 months ago, but nobody I went to, like none of the oil change places would, like 5-minute oil change, would top up the transmission fluid. They said it was sealed, and I had to go to a Nissan dealer. But Nissan dealers wanted me to wait 2 weeks to get the transmission. All the transmission was redone not too long ago, maybe 3 months ago. But if the gasket was loose, then it's been leaking, and now literally it was grinding, and it just stopped. And it's not even going into gear. I used to work for Nissan. I used to do all the sales training programs. So I know the vehicles. I know it's the transmission. The bearings were redone. All the brakes were redone. I'm getting a tow right now to Walmart, right over to Walmart, half a mile away, because it's my tiny home, so I can sleep in Walmart. And I knew you guys had a mechanic, but the other guy said you guys are just like oils and oil changes and tires.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't do any kind of repairs like that. So, I mean, if you
Yeah, and I mean, I have a few days. I have until next Wednesday to get to Boston to fly home, because I fly home every 2 weeks. I got to call my daughter, my 10-year-old, in about 2 hours. And so luckily I'm not on the way to Albany. Because I was like, but I came to the park because it stopped raining, and I was like, oh, I'll go do my hike anyway. So I'm in a good place to be broken down, even though all the New Yorkers are flipping me off right now, because it's like I live in Texas. There's no Southern hospitality here. They're all these, you know, impatient New Yorkers. But anyway, so the other guy said that maybe someone could take a look at it, like one of the mechanics you guys have would know, or the smallies across, or like down the.
If it's a sealed unit, if it's a sealed unit, they can't do anything with a sealed unit at all.
So what if the?
I mean, they can tell you that.
Sorry, go ahead.
They can tell you whether it's a sealed unit or not, but that's it. I mean, they unfortunately, Walmart does not allow these guys to check on that kind of stuff.
It sucks. Okay, so there's a Smallies Automotive that your coworker said.
Yeah, Palmer's is another place you can go to, or Finger Lakes Auto.
Okay, what? Because Geico will tow me for free.
Places are full service.
Well, oh yeah, Geico will tow me for free as many times as I need to within 100 miles. So that's why I was like, I'll go to Walmart and see if you guys can do it. If not, I'll sleep at Walmart, because I know I can do that. So what was the other place you said? So I've got Smallies. What was the other one that was full service?
Palmer's.
All right, so I've been sitting here for the last 2 hours, and the tow truck is there. So we're going to figure out what we're going to do. We're probably going to put me on backwards, and it's a female tow truck driver, which is awesome. She's super cool. I don't know her name, but anyway, so I'm going to be towed to Walmart. I'm going to sleep in Walmart tonight. They cannot do anything to my transmission. I think it is, the transmission's gone, and I think it was just leaking. I think it's only been leaking a few days, and it rained all day today, so I didn't notice anything until it all got drained. So if I have to replace the transmission, fine, whatever, that's fine. I'm so tired, and I gotta call Harriet soon. So I think we're gonna go backwards like this, and it should work. And I think we're just gonna pull the whole thing up. So, all right, okay. These kids are all entertained. They're like, we're watching the big Tonka truck. I'm like, yeah, it's fun. Okay. All right, so I've just been cooling the engine down. Unfortunately, no mobile mechanics can come in. They have to basically drain the entire transmission. They can't just check the fluid. They have to drain it all and refill it, I guess. But it's a sealed system, a CVT. So thanks, Nissan, for making a great engine, but a shitty transmission system. So, okay, so I think we're gonna do this. Should be fine. Yeah. So she was very impressed with my cat clamps under there. But yeah, so sorry if I'm just babbling. I'm just trying to make noise. But yeah, the bank gave me my $306 back. The scamming company that should never have charged me in the first place, and never even showed up. And even if they did through Geico, they should never charge a customer up front if you're contracted by Geico and the customer has full coverage insurance, which is what I have. So frustrating. So yeah, they give me the runaround. They give me like 7 different phone calls, hung up on me multiple times. But yeah, so I got the provisional back. Somebody got pulled over there. It's crazy. As Jeff would say, we need it, the German torque, guten tight. It's all right. New transmission. Prudence is here for life. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give her a kidney transplant. So poor girl. But man, that was scary. I literally thought I ran over something or someone, because it felt like I was going over it like a speed bump and it wasn't moving. And the van will not go into gear. And Van City Van Life just had the same problem. But like I said, their transmission was completely fried and replaced. I'm hoping I can just fill it with transmission fluid. I hope I haven't fried the transmission too much. But if not, I'll just get it redone and spend a few days in Watkins Glen. I don't have a tent or anything. I'll just have to sleep in the van or get a hotel. All right, so we're gonna pull it up and see, hopefully it doesn't scratch. It's supposed to move a little anyway, because it's like, yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how far we can get. Okay, we're in neutral and we're gonna try to go back. I'll stay in it. Oh, stop, stop, stop. Yeah, we're gonna have to turn her around. It's not gonna get up. We're gonna have to turn her around. Are you sure? Okay. Oh! You're a professional. We have an audience. I tell you, I've been over some rough terrain in the Arizona mountains of Colorado. So, yeah, so I think I knew the clearance was going to be fine. Yeah, it's getting too close here, so we're going to keep going. Aw. She's going to turn the wheels. You got it. There you go. Girl power. Thank you, Fleet Pride and Watkins Glen. You're awesome. Okay, so she's too heavy to lift it up, so we're trying to get the hydraulics up. So we pulled her back as far as possible. This is a smaller flatbed truck than the one I had before. And there's still people hiking. I was like, oh, I could have done the hike while I was sitting here waiting. All right, so we're gonna turn her around. And it's a time crunch. I'm supposed to call Harriet in 45 minutes. So I've been here for over 2 hours. Well, she couldn't help me, so she's gonna leave me here. I'm just kidding. Actually, she's gonna go around and pull me in from the front. So hopefully the minivan will be on its way. She's gonna turn around and come up here. All right, let's try this one more time. We're gonna do front facing. Hang on, no, stop, stop, stop. Stop. No, it's all right. Okay, unfortunately this flatbed truck won't work for the weight, either front or back. It won't lift. I'm like, oh, it's fine. I don't think we can drag her along the ground, unfortunately. So, yeah. So currently, she's too heavy to get up. The flatbed truck is too small for this kind of van, so it's not moving. We're stuck, and so the mechanic, tow truck lady is FaceTiming with her boss to figure out which combination of hydraulics to use to get it to flip forward, along with gravity. It'd be easier if we were on an incline. Maybe if we were on that hill that I went up earlier and drove around. Thankfully, I didn't get stuck on one of those side roads up there. Actually, it would have been better if I was on a hill and just used gravity to get me up on there. But yeah, I came around and then I pulled into this parking lot and I parked right over there past the little orange thing. And then I decided not to hike. I decided to go to Walmart instead. And as soon as I pulled out, backed up and got this far, and the whole thing died. So I don't think there's any transmission fluid in it. Hopefully tomorrow the mechanic can take a look at it. Worst case scenario, I don't know if there's hotels around here that are cheap because this is kind of a little resort town. Worst case scenario is I rent a car, go to Albany and fly home, and then fly back to Albany, pick up the van from here and drive straight to Boston as long as they can get it done. If they have to work on it longer, maybe I can change the Boston flight because I have insurance with Spirit. Maybe I can change the Boston flight out of Albany and then just reconfigure my trip and then come back here instead. Come back here like not, well, I'm supposed to fly home next Friday, and then come back the following Monday. So if it's going to take a while for them to fix the van, I can change my flight from Albany. What I'll do is I will go home like tomorrow, leave the van here, go home, and then just change my flight to tomorrow, coming back into Albany the following Monday, a week from Monday. And then I'm just down. I just stay at home for a week and a half. I'm fine leaving the van here. That's fine. I just have to figure out how to get the hell home. Because I don't want to just, hang around here and pay for hotels when I can just buy a $200 Spirit ticket and fly home, or change my insured ticket from Boston, change it to Albany and get home that way. So we'll see. Or I can just ride my bike to Albany. I think it's like 60 miles. That'd be fun, but I have nowhere to put my bike after that. And then I have to pay $100 to get on the plane each way. So I'll figure out the most economical way. If I have to go home for 2 weeks, a week and a half, come back a week from Monday, that's fine. And just come back up here. And then I'll just, like I said, be 2 weeks behind on my trip and just finish this trip off 2 weeks from now. Okay, that's a lot of math. Oh, we have liftoff. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're off the ground and we're getting top heavy. I got to do this again tomorrow with a bigger flatbed truck, hopefully. All right, we got it. This girl's awesome. Seriously, I had a female pilot on Spirit flying over. I had a female pilot on the seaplane. I've got a female tow truck driver. We literally rule the world, dudes. So some van incel on my Facebook page for the van life thing, he's like, you know what, strong women like you're the reason men have trust issues. I'm like, the reason men have trust issues is because their own personal insecurity, not the trajectory of which I have decided the direction of my life. So, all right, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's easier getting us down. You just had to make her top heavy, but we're getting there. Come on. There we go. You got to figure out like the 2 steps forward, 1 step back, angle it down. Yeah, so anyway, as I'm babbling on, I'm okay if I have to leave her here, figure out how to get to the nearest big city. I think Buffalo is closer. I can rent a car here or take an Uber, whatever, get a ride. Get to Buffalo, fly home, or get to Albany and fly home. So either way is fine. I'm in a town, not a city, but there's a Walmart, there are mechanics, and it is quite built up. And I can sleep in the van if I want to, at least tonight at Walmart, which is where we're trying to go, half a mile down the road. All of this to go half a mile. Yay, we're up. Oh my God. Okay, I'm in the van and I'm hugging my yellow submarine plushie because I'm sad. My van is broken. Probably partially my fault. Partially the fault of the other dealer who possibly didn't put the gasket back on properly and has been leaking transmission fluid this entire time. So anyway, here is my van wall. And I'm currently at least getting to put another sleepy cloud on New York. So I'm up here in New York. There was where I stayed before. And there's me up there. So worst case scenario. So actually, right, here's what we did. We basically towed the van, and I didn't film coming over. I was on the phone with Harriet. We towed the van to the mechanic, where I'm at right now. And it's like a mile from the parking lot that I was stuck in. And lo and behold, the mechanic is out there, just kind of hanging out with the other employee, just chatting. So I went out there and chatted with them for a bit. They do all the servicing for the NASCAR racetrack. So they get a lot of business. They deal with transmission brakes all the time. Basically like new brakes for these NASCAR cars like every week. So what I'm going to do tomorrow morning, and they open at 7:30, I'm going to sleep in. I haven't showered. I need to take a shower. I'm glad I wasn't driving to Albany. I'm glad I'm here in Watkins Glen, which is a town. It's not a big city. It's got a Walmart, which is like half a mile away. So at least I can walk over to Walmart. I'm going to see about changing my flight. So tomorrow, here's the plan. Number one, have them see what's going on. They're not going to, I told them, I said, I don't want a Band-Aid. I don't want you just filling up the transmission fluid and sending me on my way to, Boston. That might be the best option, is to try to figure out how to get to Boston. I don't want to pay for Airbnbs. I don't want to pay for hotels. It's cheaper to fly home and come back. So first they're going to check on everything, and I'm pretty sure I need new transmission. It's a Nissan. It's a closed system, the CVT. So they're going to have to take the whole thing out and put the whole thing back in. I don't know how long that's going to take. If it takes a few days, then I will just stay here in town. I could probably just sleep in the van. Maybe not if they're going to have the van on, in the lift. Because the van won't actually move except in neutral. It's going to have to be pushed. So I need to see about accommodation here. They also said they could help me get to like Rochester if I have to fly home. Ideally, I'd just rather just go home and come back. I'm going to try to change my flight from Boston next week to wherever I can get out here. and then just come back when it's ready. So we'll see. If they have to order the part, it's going to take longer. If I have to leave the van here for 3 weeks, so be it. I'll go home for 3 weeks. I do need to be home, not this weekend, but next weekend to have Harriet. So I need to make sure I'm on that schedule. So I don't want to just sit here for 2 weeks. I want to get out of town as long as is needed, and then just have them fix it. So I jokingly was thinking, in Boston, instead of going to the airport parking, I would just go get somebody, to fix my transmission, because I knew it was kind of getting a bit weird. It was grinding, but it was so loud, and then the whole thing just stopped. So they'll probably have to replace some gears. I'm probably looking at maybe $2,000 or $3,000 worth of repairs, which it's fine. It's a write-off. I'm just tired, and I couldn't do Zoom with Harriet very well because I didn't have Wi-Fi, because I wasn't at Starbucks. I was at using my phone Wi-Fi. So I'm just, very tired, but at least I accomplished all of this. I only have one more national park on this leg of the trip, and then 2 more, Shenandoah and New River Gorge. So I'm okay going home for like 2 weeks and coming back and continuing where I left off. What I was going to do tomorrow was just mountain bike. And then in Vermont, I was just going to hike. And then in New Hampshire, I was just going to mountain bike and hike. So these are just space fillers. So if I just basically, leave the van, get my flight changed, come back a week from Monday, pick up the van from here, and then just drive straight to Acadia National Park, or just continue on and just be 2 weeks behind, that's fine. It took forever to plan this part of the trip because it's the hardest bit to plan. So I don't mind if I, whatever. So you can tell I'm tired. I'm just like, blah. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm just here wallowing in my misery with Mr. Little Yellow Submarine plushie. I had fun today. You'll see, this will be a whole different video of my van breaking down. But the previous video going to Letchworth State Park, which was beautiful. I don't know if it's the best state park in the whole country. That seems a bit far-fetched. It's pretty, but it's by no means a Paladuro or Hocking Hills. I had fun at the Corning Museum making my glass for Harriet, and had some adventure fun being broken down in the park, Watkins Glen Park parking lot. So the real New Yorkers came out because they're like, get out of here. And I'm like, I'm standing, dude. So anyway, so I'm just going to sleep on it and then see what they say tomorrow. See how long it'll take to get fixed. If it takes 3 days, I'll stay here and I'll get a hotel. If it takes 2 weeks, I will figure out how to fly home and come back. And I have to go get new ice skates in Houston anyway. And I have a car at home. I have a car and I have an apartment. So I'm okay once I get home. It's just being out here. Thankfully, they're letting me stay here tonight, and they don't care. They're like, oh, no, it's fine. I jokingly said, I'm going to tell all the van lifers to come stay here. Do not come stay here. Only if you're broken down. So I'm going to just sleep on it. And I needed to get contact solution from Walmart, which I don't have. They're still open, but yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to go. Hopefully it doesn't rain tomorrow so I can have good sun, because I've got a fridge full of food. That's the other thing too. I need to eat all that food before I get on a plane. So anyway, okay. So plan number 1, see what they say. Number 2, if it takes 3 days, I will get a hotel here and just use my bike to go back and forth, which will be fun. I've got 2 bicycles. I can ride my bike around town. Number 3, if it's going to take 2 weeks, I will figure out how to fly home and come back. Right now, there's no flights out of Albany on Spirit. I might have to just bite the bullet and just like fly on Delta or something. I got my $306 back as a provisional credit, and then that other company was still giving me the runaround. So the bank gave me the money back, and I filed a fraudulent claim. And so I need to deal with that tomorrow. So this is enjoyable. Not as bad. Actually, when the alternator fell out the bottom of my engine, I was actually at home. So it wasn't as like stressful or worrying. This, I'm pretty sure when the mechanic that did everything earlier, like 3 months ago, I don't think they put the gasket back on properly on the transmission. And I have a funny feeling, because no one's touched it. There's no reason it would be undone unless it was them. And I called them and they said, well, we did your transmission, but we didn't do that. I said, great, well now I'm stranded, thank you. So between REI breaking my bike by not putting the derailleur back on, and the mechanic in Houston, the Nissan dealer, not putting my gasket back on, I'm now in this situation. But at least I have my bike. So thankful for that. And I have rollerblades too if I want to rollerblade around town here. Probably not the best idea, it's all hills. But yeah, so I can at least go back and forth. I've got big bike locks, 2 or 3 bike locks to lock my bike up. But I could get a hotel and just ride my bike to the hotel. I have bike packing gear, so I've got all the stuff and just leave this here. So we'll figure it out. All right, I'm going to go to bed now. And I'll see you in the morning. I have to sleep in my contacts. I don't have any contact solution. So anyway, maybe I'll get up super early and go walk over to Walmart and go get my contact solution before they open. Here, at least. Okay. All right. Didn't even eat dinner. I haven't eaten anything today. Just a chai and a Gatorade and a banana this morning and a yogurt. So, all right. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning from the mechanic. So I slept in the parking lot of the mechanic last night and that was fine. So I went in and talked to them. They're like a mom and pop shop, but they do all the stuff for like NASCAR and stuff like that. So they say, but I'm the only customer here. So then I was looking at the cost of a transmission. It's like maybe around $1,500. And he's like, well, it could be $5,000. I'm like, I need a Nissan dealer now. So I'm going to see what they say, get a diagnostic. I'm not obligated to use these people. I think what I'll do, I have up to 100 miles tow. So if anything, I'll get towed to like Rochester, or I'll get towed to some other place. And then I can, rent a car and just have the car and then drive to Boston next week and fly home. I'm not bothered if I don't actually do anything. So the options, Rochester is the next biggest city. It has like 200,000 people. They have a bunch of Nissan dealers. They don't open until 8 or 9. It's only like 7:30 right now. So I'm just going to sit and wait here all day until they've done the diagnostic. I don't know. There's probably a lot of damage to the transmission, but you can just replace it. I don't need it rebuilt. He's like, well, we could rebuild it, but it's not. I'm like, don't, just replace. Get a brand new one if I'm going to pay that much money. So, we'll see. They just printed out the transmission like chart for the vehicle. So I'm hoping it can be done pretty quickly. He's like, yeah, we'll have to order, like, we're not going to do aftermarket. We'll have to order the Nissan part, and it's going to be like probably $4,000 or $5,000. And that's like really expensive. If anything, at most $2,500, like including labor. So I may just end up going to a Nissan dealer, because if I go to a big city and just get a rental car, I can car camp, or I can just get a cheap Airbnb. I'm in like tiny little Watkins Glen resort town on Finger Lakes, which is so pretty, but it's not a budget town. This is like a resort town. So okay, so now I'm just gonna grab my beverages and my computer, and I'm gonna just pack a quick bag just so I can just take that, have that ready to take with me. I do need to take a shower. Fortunately, I don't look too disheveled. So yeah, I'm tired. It's fine. I'm not even like upset about any of this. I should get the transmission replaced anyway for the longevity of the vehicle. But I just, and thankfully I have some time, and I do have flights already booked for the next month. And I am kind of at the end of the trip, so I'm okay. I mean, if I was in like, if I was in like northern Montana and this happened, I'd be fucked. But thankfully I'm in, civilization, so not too worried. At least I think I have 100-mile tow. Yeah, and I think it's like, so what I want them to check too is make sure I didn't hit anything that would have made the gasket come loose. So, because a lot of stuff flies under the vehicle when I was in like all these national parks. I don't think I've hit anything that I know of. So, okay, let's go in and be on my computer for a bit.
Answer his questions. Now, for starters, can I ask for your name so that I can promptly address the paper for me?
Okay, so he's under there. I can see something leaking out. So he's testing it. Oh, I hope it's not too damaged. Well, I mean, of course, when the everything isn't lubed and everything, it's gonna basically just cause more problems after more problems. But we'll see. They're doing diagnostic right now. All right, so she's up on the lift. There's my girl. Oh, he's got the lightsaber. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the mechanic waiting room. I forgot to get my computer out, but they're watching Mythbusters. I can't imagine what they're doing in the mechanic. They're like, okay, let's drop a Nissan NV from that cliff over there and see if it lands on its wheels. Thanks. What is that?
That's the parking brake shoes.
Oh my God. Can it be replaced?
Al, the problem is when this thing come loose, this is actually the actuator that slides through the rear end to be able to make it work with the cable.
Okay.
And what it's done is it's actually demolished where the shoes set.
So yeah, walk-ins.
So it actually needs a whole new rear hub for me to put these back in.
Okay.
That's going to be a challenge. So, but I'll get with Gordon and he'll start looking for one, because if he can find me one, we're good.
Okay.
So I just threw stuff in.
And this spring actually attaches over there. These pins come through the back and hold it all together. And then this actually used to set right here.
And that's just worn away from...
No, I just let loose.
It broke off.
Yeah, right. Either it wasn't installed correctly, or when it went to get used at some point, I don't know if you tried to use it in the past day or two.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, then to me it just fell apart.
That's crazy. So I had all the brakes redone and new bearings and...
But they definitely didn't do e-brake shoes. I can tell you that if you got built for them, because there's no pad left there.
So that's the e-brake, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Where this sets, where these two nuts
make
set,
some here.
and this part is actually supposed to be straight and flat.
Oh, wow.
And it sticks through the backing plate. So, and then that's where this here was what is where the emergency brake cable is supposed to attach to. So when you push it, it pulls and pushes these e-brake shoes out.
Okay.
Well, it's actually damaged that backing plate assembly, is what's happened when this let loose.
What would cause it? Is just wear and tear, or?
No, in this instance here, I would just say it wasn't put together right. What they do is come through the backing plate and then up through this hole here.
Okay.
And then a spring, what's left of it, goes on there, and then this shoe lock goes on, twists sideways, and holds it together. And that's what holds the emergency brake shoes in place. So most likely what had happened is, because I don't have the other pin, so most likely then what had happened is this pin broke off and it allowed this shoe to flop, and then it grabbed a hold of the inside of that new rotor and spun it.
It's just like the domino effect of like...
Right, unfortunately it's kind of the chain of events. Gordon's gonna kick my butt. Shit up this counter here.
Look at the mess you made.
Yeah, I know.
Look at the mess you made.
All right, Parmenta Automotive, we are alive and kicking. So I will explain to you what was fixed, and then we're going to get on the road. We're going to drive through Watkins Glen, and we're going to head on to Windham Mountain. And I'm going to not do mountain biking today, which you'll see in the next video. I'm just going to go hike a mountain. It's a 3-hour drive, and just get on the road just to make sure the van is okay, and we're good. So thank you guys. There's a bus in there, that's great. Okay, all right. We are moving, and that van's not moving. That van is parked, and we are on our way. Oh my God. Okay, so at the end of the day, if you saw the little clip about the mechanic explaining, so the parts for the e-brake, which is basically a cable or something, basically got all mangled. A screw fell out, it got lodged, it got bent, and that's what was preventing my left back wheel, my driver's side wheel, from moving. And so it had nothing to do with transmission. Also, pardon my French, the fuckers that changed my oil at Valvoline didn't bother to check how much oil was in the rear oil bit. So you don't only check the front, there's also oil in the back. And it was down to less than a quart. So it needed, they thought 3 quarts, but it needed 1 quart. So if you are in Watkins Glen, in the Finger Lakes area, or if you're going to Ithaca or any of those areas along the Finger Lakes in upstate New York, go to Parmenta Automotive. They are fantastic. Gordon was great. The mechanic, I don't get his name, but he was great. They made notes as well, so if I ever need to reference what was done. They also check the tire pressure, they check the lug nuts, all of this stuff, and we are on the road. So it only cost me $250. I got the money back from the tow company as well, so they sent me the refund confirmation. I haven't checked to see if I've actually gotten the money, so then I can call the bank and basically cancel my fraud charge. They were like, well, you should just wait for the bank to give you the money. I said, that's not how it works. They'll still come after you for that money, dude. Give me my money back. You should never have charged me.